Headline, Detroit, Michigan. Headline, Detroit, Michigan. Here's your headline. Josh Allen seals the Most Valuable Player award. That's it. And you know how I've been caping for Saquon, even for a hot minute.
You're right about
caped for Jared Goff.
Yeah, he did.
But what Josh Allen is doing in the quarterback-driven league that is the National Football League, for a team that many of us in the National Football League landscape thought was the year the Bills could get got. And if you're wondering when we said that, just check out any of the Buffalo Bills social media posts from the last 2 weeks. They have been cashing in tons of receipts.
We said it before the season.
We did. No, I get it. And then I do believe week 5, though, Overreaction Monday, you had, as we reviewed on today's Overreaction Monday pod, that the first couple of weeks for the Bills were Fugazi, comeback win at home against an upstart Cardinals team, and then a destruction of the Miami Dolphins, knocking out Tua, literally and figuratively, and then
lost 2 in a row.
Eviscerating the Jacksonville Jaguars on a Monday night. And the Buffalo Bills wind up losing a couple in a row, and it did not look all that great at Baltimore, at Houston, and then they didn't lose from week 6 all the way until their pinball machine loss in SoFi against the Rams last week. And how did they follow that up against the arguably best team in the National Football League that had not lost since week 2? And what Josh Allen did was become the first player in NFL history to have at least 2 or more passing touchdowns and 2 or more rushing touchdowns in consecutive games. This just in, he had 3 and 3 to become the first player with that stat line just last week against the Rams. That's what he has done. 14 combined touchdowns now, passing and rushing. Oh, and by the way, and receiving. Let's not forget that.
Oh, come on.
Little double Lindy
so
against
ridiculous.
the San Francisco 49ers, where he had a touchdown pass and reception on the same play. 14 combined touchdowns in his last 3 games. The only players in NFL history with more touchdowns in a 3-game span were Tom Brady with 16 in October of 2007 and Peyton Manning with 15 in November of 2004. Both of those players in those seasons were the most valuable player of the National Football League. Allen's second consecutive season now with 25 or more passing touchdowns and 10 or more rushing touchdowns. Kyler Murray did that in the COVID season. Before that, Cam Newton did it in 2015 as the only other such seasons all time. In 2015, Cam Newton was the most valuable player of the National Football League. And what he is also doing is leading with his cape on, doing Josh Allen things, which is rolling out to his right and then rolling out more to his right and now rolling out past the numbers and finding that one spot of 1 foot by 1 foot square remaining on the field before he hits the sideline, only to uncork some stupid 50-yard pass while taking it in the chops, doing stuff like that, and running over people, and scoring with his arm and his legs, and giving you the sense that's inevitable, and leading the best team he's ever had. And I know there's no Diggs and there's no Gabe Davis. James Cook with his 4th career game with 2 or more rushing touchdowns. All of them have come this season. Ty Johnson, because Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, must have seen on film that the banged-up Detroit defense would have trouble matching up with him, because it looked like there was a Ty Johnson playbook in this game. 114 receiving yards in Week 15. He's the first Bills running back with 100 or more receiving yards in a game since Fred Jackson in 2010. And in terms of Fred Jackson, I'm trying to find out a bigger win for the Buffalo Bills in the regular season than this one in the Josh Allen era. I guess you could recall, what would it be? The first time he beat the Chiefs? To make them feel like they were belonging?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's pretty fair.
Trying to find out when that one was. Hold on a minute.
They've won a few in a row now.
No, I'm trying to find out. Here you go. 2022, they beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead in the regular season. I mean, that was a big one. Honestly, I'll hear from Bills Nation. Name me a bigger win in the regular season for Josh Allen than this one. He beat the Chiefs in 2021 in Kansas City, so maybe that's that one. There you go. Did it 2 years in a row. You could put that in there too. Just in terms of the Bills' biggest win in recent memory, what would you pile up to when Ryan Fitzpatrick and Fred Jackson beat Tom Brady for the first time, or actually knocked out Tom when he was 28-3 against him in a week 3? Like actually beat the Patriots in a regular season. I'm just again trying to give you the sense of just how valuable this guy is. After they come up with the first loss in team history, in which they scored 40 points, Allen's like, okay, you know what we'll do is we'll just score 48 in Detroit, and we'll take a 14-0 lead. And again, in terms of the best team Allen's ever had, credit the defense. Credit Ed Oliver creasing everybody in front of him. The Lions are supposed to have the best offensive line in football, and they were dominated by the Bills' defensive line. Name me anybody on the Bills' defensive line. They were there. In Jared Goff's face. So the Bills with a monster W, and to Allen's credit, he's been saying this all year long. Another way in which he's leading. Okay, great stuff, but we're not done. All of these moments that I'm talking about, the gee whiz moments where they beat the Chiefs for the first time when Allen was the quarterback and they're all growing up together, and all the losses they eventually had and otherwise to Kansas City has caused Allen to go, all right, big whoop. Onward. Check him out.
Again, we're just trying to find ways to win, and this is going to help us in the long run. But still, a lot of things that we can learn from this game, take away. Still, offensively, I think we need to find some more. Too many plays we left out there. So I know it's to nitpick a game like that where you score 48 sounds kind of dumb, but still feel like we left some out there.
Because they had a punt. Honestly, it's great.
Wow.
Ed Oliver, again, 10 quarterback pressures in Week 15 at Detroit, second most in a career game for him, and the most by any defensive tackle in 2024. Ed Oliver had the best game at defensive tackle, and we're talking Chris Jones, we're talking Jalen Carter. Name me a D tackle. Cam Hayward, name me another one. You can keep going. Ed Oliver dominated in this game. And a lot of empty calories perhaps beat you in fantasy because Jared Goff almost had 500 yards passing, and Amon-Ra St. Brown did what he did. And that's the question you have about the Bills moving forward is defensively what's going to happen. Can they get got? But they were without their two safeties in the back and took a 14-0 lead, and that was enough. The Lions were playing catch-up the entire game. They looked like that defensive back that's beaten and is like swimming for the receiver and grasping to make sure they don't score a touchdown. That's what the Lions, the 12 wins Lions, who hadn't lost since week 2, looked like against the Bills all day yesterday. It even put a smile on Sean McDermott's face. Sean McDermott showing up like he's doing snow angels one night, and then the next night he's rebounding from everybody wondering if he blew the play clock at the end of the game against the Rams with some 2-drink minimum lines. Hit it. Can't believe it.
No, it's the best. It's the best I've seen him play, and not surprised. When he sets a goal for himself, for a team, he's hard to stop, right? So people have tried. They'll keep trying. That's what we do in this league, and just incredible.
But on some of those plays, especially when he escapes the pocket and is extending and holding the ball in 6 seconds and 8 seconds, and then makes a play, are you on the sideline sort of marveling at it the way the rest of us are?
Yeah, that and blacking out. Yeah, it's Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah, blackout. And hey, the Bills keep playing like this, the entire mafia is going to wind up being blackout in New Orleans.
Hey, now.
Because they're playing better football than the Chiefs, who they've beaten. I know they're 2 behind them. And that's why I think Allen is still just taking a nice even keel. Because I think deep down he knows they're going to have to go into Arrowhead and do it one more time. And lead this team to the Super Bowl. That's the way it's looking. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.